It's showtime, folks.
Absolute cinema, baby. We are back, baby. The Bhawkmemes pregame show. Blackhawks, Jets. Once again, doing it the night before. I think that's just the way we're going to do it from now on. We're going to do the pregames the night before. I like the routine. I like the rundown. I think it's been working pretty well, so I think we're going to keep rolling with it. But, yeah, Chicago Blackhawks, Winnipeg Jets, Thursday night, 7 o'clock Central. So good start time there. I like that. And I know this 45 nonsense, right? It's 7 o'clock, good old 7 o'clock. So big matchup, Blackhawks, Jets. The first thing I think of when I think Jets, JT. Jonathan Toews. Jonathan Toews. Now we're pointing at Toews. Great to see Jonathan Toews back, man. Just as a Dynasty Blackhawks fan, child of me, it's bittersweet. It's weird watching Jonathan Toews playing a team that's not Chicago Blackhawks. It's very odd. But the Winnipeg Jets, it's his hometown team, right? Winnipeg. So I'd say it's easier to stomach that than Patrick Kane playing for the Detroit Red Wings. Hey, so far it's pretty good. Obviously we didn't know how he was going to look, being away from the game for 2 years. Went that 5-week healing spiritual journey in India this past year, I believe January, and it took him some time to get back into playing weight, playing shape, and a lot of training and work that had to be done there. But he's gotten back to his old playing weight, and I will say, definitely some rust, but hey, considering the fact he's been away from the game for 2+ years. He's looked pretty good. I believe 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points, 10 games so far for Jonathan Toews. So, half a point per game production through 10. Not too shabby. Not too shabby considering the length of time he's been away from the game. So, they don't build him like JT anymore, man. They don't build him like JT anymore. 37 years old, and he can still play, man. He can still play. So, you love to see it. Gonna be weird, man. Gonna be weird watching Jonathan Toews playing again in a Blackhawks game, but not for the Blackhawks. It's gonna be a very odd sensation. And, hopefully we see a face-off with Jonathan Toews and Connor Bedard. That'd be pretty cool. Obviously, just the first time the Hawks are playing the Jets this year, and they're going to play multiple times. Obviously, Central Division rival, they're going to play them 3-4 times. And I think the big one's going to be January 19th next year when he returns to the United Center for the first time. That's going to be the big one, when he actually gets to play in front of the Chicago crowd, the United Center again for the first time, but as a member of the Ops. So that's going to be the big one. But so this will be a little bit of the calm before the storm, a little testing of the waters, if you will. So. But no, I think even as a Hawks fan, I kind of want to see JT get on the board this one. I'm not going to lie. I hope he does. I kind of want to see him scoring us. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's a loser mentality. But, hey, I'm always going to be a Jonathan Toews fan, man. That man is largely responsible for all the happiness I experienced in my childhood. So, there's always going to be room for JT in my heart. I need to scooch over here so he's actually in frame over there. Yeah, that's the right thumb, B-Hawks. But yeah, no, hopefully for the Hawks, from the Hawks standpoint, let's just keep rolling. Let's keep the good times rolling. Let's keep rocking them rolling. And let's see another big game from that man. Why not? Why not, man? First game of a 6-game road trip. Hawks have had a lot of United Center hockey in October, and that's not going to be the case for a couple weeks here, right? Day before Halloween, October 30th. So hopefully we won't see a scary performance from this Blackhawks team, right? Hopefully a scary performance for the Jets, right? That's what you want to see. So, yeah, hopefully we get back at victory lane, making consecutive wins. And it's going to be tough, man. This is going to be a tough one. Obviously first game of the road trip, like I said, and just, the fact that game, last night is going to be next to impossible to live up to, right? I think we got to keep our expectations in check. But, playing another Canadian team, right? Winnipeg Jets is a strong team. Last year's President's Trophy winners, they've got to a good start this year. They're 7-3. So that's going to be a playoff team, right? That's going to be a cup contender. So that's going to be a tough game, right? Obviously, playing in Winnipeg, it's going to be a tough matchup. So yeah, hopefully we can see this team, stand the test there and find a way to come away with another dub. But it's going to be tricky. The Sens are a good team. I'd say the Jets are a great team. There's definitely, there's definitely a difference in the quality of opponent there. So, but yeah, I'd say getting to the lines here, rolling to the Winnipeg Jets lines. This is what they ran last game, so I'm assuming they're going to run it again for this one. Line 1, they got Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Gabriel Velarde. KFC Kyle Connor signed a big ticket contract extension before the season started. So I'm glad they got him locked up. One of the more underrated. Well, I was going to say he's one of the more underrated players in the league. I don't think he's really underrated anymore. I think everybody knows how good Kyle Connor is now. But you can always count him for 40 goals, 80+ points. Consistent production. So Scheifele as well. That's a guy who probably doesn't get his due. I know he's a big Jonathan Toews fan growing up, so I'm sure for him, fun to play. Fun the fact that he's joined the team, and I'm sure it's pretty cool. It's got to be a pretty cool experience for him. And second line, this is where JT comes into play. We got Vlad Nemestikov, Jonathan Toews, and Alex Iafallo. So, yeah, they got Jonathan Toews. They're running him as the 2C. No rest for the wicked there, man. They're throwing him right to the Wolves right away. And so far, Toews has, responded the way you'd expect from Jonathan Toews. So I think, anyone who believes in his ability and what he can do isn't surprised by the fact that he's able to step right back in and be an everyday NHL player, an effective one of that. So I'd love to see that. And good line mates for him. And yeah, hopefully we'll see a big game from Taser. I'd love to see a big game from Taser. Jets' third line, they got Nino Niederreiter, Morgan Barron, and Gustav Nyquist. And fourth line, Cole Koepke, Parker Ford, and Tanner Pearson. Honestly, the big one is, it is weird looking at this Jets lineup without Nikolai Ehlers. I mean, that's a guy that just became a staple in Winnipeg Jets lineup over the last few years. So Taves has kind of been their effective top six replacement. So, but yeah, it is weird seeing a Jets roster without Ehlers in it. And obviously, now I remember the Carolina Hurricanes. And yeah, the Jets D, Josh Morrissey, one of the better defensemen in the league. Dylan DeMello, Logan Stanley, the big man, Logan Stanley, Flat Stanley, Neil Pionk, Hayden Fleury, no relation to Marc-Andre Fleury, and Luke Shed. And yeah, and then that, one of the best goaltenders in the league, Connor Hellebuck. Always great in the regular season. The playoffs, though, doesn't always go too well for him, but, I can say the same for the team. I mean, the Jets are a team that have experienced a lot of regular season success throughout the I'd say the late 2010s, early 2020s. The Jets have been a regular season team, but they haven't really achieved a ton in the playoffs. They made it to one Western Conference Final, I believe, what was it, 18-19, something like that. They won a series last year. That's otherwise it's been a lot of first round exits. So it's a team that's played well in the regular season, but when it matters in the playoffs, they just haven't really been able to go all the way. So we'll see if they can change that this year, right? And that's good. This is a team that's going to go as far as Hellebuck takes them, right? As far as Connor Hellebuck takes them, one of the most valuable players slash goaltenders to his team in the league. But in the playoffs, sometimes it's one guy's not going to be able to carry us. So we'll see. Yeah, and then Comrie's their backup, man. And Cole Perfetti's off an injury right now, which is a shame. I feel like he was working well with Jonathan Toews in that second line. I was kind of excited to see what those two could do together. So he's on the IR right now, so hopefully he'll be back soon. And then their captain, Lowry's out as well, and Sandberg too. So they're dealing with some injuries right now, the Jets. Yeah. And yeah, I imagine the Hawks will be running the same lines. I imagine. I don't know why you would change anything after that game. You shouldn't change a thing if you're Jeff Blashill. So we'll see if Bakayo draws back in. Right, he's day to day right now, so we'll see if he draws back in. But otherwise, I expect the Hawks lines to be virtually unchanged. And we'll see how the goaltending looks. I imagine it's going to be Spencer Knight versus Connor Hellebuck, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But that'd be a fun matchup. Yeah. I mean, Spencer Knight, one of the best future goaltenders in the league. I mean, right now, one of the best goaltenders in the league with the way his stats look. And Connor Hellebuck, I mean, that's a guy for Knight that you want to emulate, right? So if you're a goaltender, you want to face the best. And Hellebuck is definitely facing the best. So. Yeah, I should be giving more like notes and tidbits about the matchups leading into the game, like where like the teams rank and stuff. Hawks power play, 18.2, 22nd league. It's actually better than I thought. I thought the power play would be a little worse than that. So 22nd's not great, but got on the board last game. I thought it looked better. I mean, we have one power play, but it looked better. So yeah, it's going to take time, obviously, Blashill's new systems to adjust. But you want to see the power play get more involved for the Blackhawks. Definitely something to work on. So hopefully we can just see that keep increasing throughout the year. If you want this little run we have right now, if you want this little run we're on right now to be sustainable, we're going to need more from the power play in the long term, right? Can't rely on even strength play. And yeah, our penalty kill right now is 8th in the league, top 10, which not shocking to me. Not surprised by that. Penalty kill's been great. So they haven't lost a step from last year from that regard. And yeah, goals for per game. Hawks are 14th with 3.3. And goals allowed, 2.5, third. That's a Spencer Knight effect right there. Because it's certainly not the young defense effect. That's Spencer Knight. So full credit to him there. And the Jets peeper, power play, 27.3, 8th in the league. Their penalty kill, 90.5, second league. So Jets special teams are cooking. And goals for per game, 3.4, 13th. So we're 13th and 14th in goals for, so pretty similar. And goals allowed per game, they're actually tied with us, 2.5. So pretty similar. If you actually look at the way like this matchup breaks down, yes, it's just October, but a lot of the metrics going into this game, we're pretty similar. So I bet a lot of people want to bet on that. The Hawks and Jets have pretty similar trajectories 1 month in the season. Again, only 10 games in, right? We're not even out of October yet, but hey, that's a promising sign, right? You could call it PDO, you could call it puck luck, whatever you want to call it, but hey, 10 games a year so far, we haven't fallen off the trade checks yet. So we'll see how long this can go on for, right? Yeah. And I would say a score prediction. Honestly, my gut tells me we lose this one. I just feel like the way last game went, I mean, it's gonna be hard to do that again. It's gonna be hard to live up to that. And first game of the road trip, Jets at home are they're hard to beat at home. They're one of the best teams in the league at home, and I just have a feeling Jonathan Tate's gonna be motivated as well. I think he's not gonna he's gonna have a big game, right? He's gonna have a big game. So my gut tells me the Jets win, but I'm gonna predict otherwise. I think the Hawks are gonna narrowly edge. I'll say a 3-2 win, low scoring affair. I think it's gonna be one of those kind of hard nosed defensive battle type games. Much different from the game we saw against the Senators, which was just chaos on all fronts, no structure whatsoever. I think this one's going to look more like an AHL hockey game. So, I'll say the Hawks take the first game of the road trip. This is going to be a big test, man. This road trip will tell us a lot. They often say that where your team is located in the standings, around Thanksgiving break, is where they're going to be for probably the majority of the year, right? So we're not there yet, right? We're at Halloween. We're still a month away from thinking about that. But hey, this 6-game road trip, if the Hawks are going to go on a long, sustainable run this year, they're going to need to, have a pretty good record during the 6-game road trip. Like I could definitely see this being the part where we start to fall off the tracks a little bit here, right? So you want to come away with at least probably 3 of those, go 500 on this road trip. If you can win 3 of these 6, games on the road, I think that's pretty good. I think you can feel pretty good about that. If you're only winning 1 or 2, then, maybe you start to worry a little bit. So, pretty important. And we are playing the Jets in this one. I did watch back my interesting post-game video from last night. I think I said we were playing the Flames. So clearly I'm one in that video. The video was happening, but I was not fully present. I was definitely feeling euphoric feelings after that game. So probably not my best performance. I mean, in some ways I loved it. In some ways I kind of cringed watching it back. So y'all let me know in the comments what you thought about it. I think it was both good and bad. It was... I don't know. It was an interesting video. So I'm trying to toe a line between, being, balanced between, logic, emotion, like being entertaining, but also, being informative. Like I'm trying to strike a balance there. We're less than a month into this venture so far. So I'm still figuring things out. I'm still figuring out what works and what doesn't. So, y'all can let me know like what I guess avenue you prefer. I think it depends on what happens, right? Obviously the Hawks have a big game. I think, that emotion's warranted. If it's kind of a boring game, I think, I'll probably talk more like I have throughout this video, right? So, we'll see like we'll figure it out. I'm still kind of developing this persona, like what works, what doesn't. So, that's something we'll figure out throughout the year, right? So, But I would say kind of expanding on that a little bit, though. I want to end off with this quote from Connor Bedard here via Ben Pope. I love this. Ben Pope, have you noticed Connor Bedard's blunt quotes recently? He's actually always been blunt. This summer, he just decided to take the filter off. This is from Connor Bedard. I think it's good for the fans if we can show a little bit of who we are. Betsy has been on filter, man. I love the quotes I've been getting from him. I love that. I just love the mentality he's had this year. Like, he doesn't give a shit, man. Like, Bedard, the gloves are completely off this year. He's entered villain Bedsy, dark Bedsy on the eve of Halloween. I think he might be due for another big game, folks. I don't know. I'm not going to say he's going to, drop another hattie or something. But, I think Bedsy, he's not going to take his foot off the gas, man. He's not satisfied. I think we're going to see another big game out of him, hopefully. So, should be a fun one tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, right? Night before Halloween. So, the vibe should be pretty high, right? Should be a fun game. Should be an energetic game, right? The emotions should be high. So, first game of the road trip, too. So, you want to get off to a good start. You want to set the tone for the impending road trip. So, and that's all I got for this one. We will be back tomorrow for the post game of the Hawks-Jets game. Thank you all so much for the support. Like this video around, share it around friends, family, loved ones. Really appreciate that a ton. Subscribe if you haven't already, right? We're closing in on 600 subscribers. To get well over 500, in just 1 month, 3 weeks pretty much, that's fantastic. So the support really means a ton, like I said, and it means the world to me, man. The support from everybody means a ton. So we will be back in the next one tomorrow. Bhawkmemes out. Let's go Hawks, baby. Bye-bye.